For the first time in the 2025-26 campaign, we have basketball at the Haas. Yes, it's the home opener for the defending D5 district runners-up, the Willard Crimson Flashes, as they welcome in a team that they handled handfully 1 year ago at Crestview. The Lady Cougars looking for some revenge. It's a Wednesday night, girls hoops, non-conference action coming your way on your smartphone, TV, PC, tablet, any smart device you have. The pregame coming your way next.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. But the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door.
Everything else can wait. It's Christmas after all. Pepsi Max, thirsty for more.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
Merry Christmas!
We welcome you inside the Spherion Mid-Ohio pregame show. Let's get to work for this non-conference girls matchup from the iconic Haas in Willard, Ohio, between the 1-1 Crestview Lady Cougars and the 0-1 Willard Lady Flashes. Hello, everybody. My name is Travis Berardi, alongside the boss man Brian Skoronsky. And Ski, first of all, it's good to see you back on the basketball court here, covering some hoops for the first time this season. And secondly, it's good to see the defending district runners-up get back to work at home for the first time.
It is the most wonderful time of year, if you ask me, and I think that most sports fans would agree that it's nice to be in the climate control. The fast pace of basketball certainly catches my eye. This is my favorite time of year, and I think two teams that are going to be in the conversation for moving back into that district championship game coming up this year. So very much looking forward to seeing how this one shakes out here tonight.
Let's take a look at the team that these Lady Flashes will be hosting this evening, and that is the Lady Cougars of Crestview High School. 1-1 on the season, fell against Ontario 56-41, but bounced back and beat another SBC opponent in Edison by 15. They graduated 2 of their top 4 scorers from last year in Georgia McFarland as well as Klein, 12-11, but like Willard, they are a young squad last year, but they have a lot of talent coming back.
Yeah, pretty much everybody in that starting lineup. You mentioned the 2 players that they graduated, and a shout out to our former intern, Georgia, who is the leading scorer for them that was departed due to graduation. But I think that they've got a lot to be excited about this season. They've got decent size, great athleticism, and a team that, they were above 500 last year, Travis, and I think that they have higher expectations coming into this season. So with a lot of the talent back on the floor for Amy Bass, including the young lady that we're about to spotlight here, Miss Tori Kidney, I think that they've got a chance to come out here and shock the Flashes.
Yeah, honorable mention, Northwest District selection last year, 8.6 points per game. 2.3 steals, 3.3 rebounds. We'll take a quick break, be back with the Willard pregame after this.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Back here in the Spherion Mid-Ohio pregame show. Just had the national anthem here at the Haas. As we're about ready to introduce the teams, and let's introduce you to the Willard Lady Flashes, last year's district runners-up to the Clear Fork Lady Colts and Mel Bluebaugh, who they came oh so close to knocking off Afrocentric in that regional semifinal. But hey, a very good squad. They had that run to the districts, Brian. It just helped them out so much because, like Crestview, a lot of youth on this team, some juniors coming back as seniors, and not a lot of numbers, but a lot of veteran numbers on this team.
They're only dressing 7 players tonight, and that was pretty much the storyline for them during the tournament run last year. And actually, they were even a little bit more thin. You'll see Reese Bedingfield. She's got that big support on her knee. She was not available in that game against Clear Fork, but 17 victories for this team a season ago. They got off to an unbelievably hot start, won their first 10, and then they found kind of a mid-game, mid-season slide, 1-5 over the middle portion of their season. With the players that they have back this year, basically everybody.
Oh, yeah.
You think that this is a team that can contend for the top 2 or 3 slots in the SBC.
And well, like we said, she did not play in the district final, but she is back this year as a senior. That is a second-team All-Ohioan, and Reese Bedingfield, 14 points per game last year, almost a double-double, 14.1, 9.7 rebounds, also almost 2 blocks per game for Reese Bedingfield. As, tough start to the season, lost to an Ashland team that they won some district games up in Division, I believe, was that Division 2 under a very good coach there. But Renee Stimpert, yes. I can't believe I lost her name. She's national champion in Ashland. Crestview, all-time leading scorer, I believe, and one of Ashland County's
It's not even close.
Yeah.
She is Ashland County's all-time leading scorer.
And it's nuts.
Yeah, well, they have Kennedy Lacey. Ashland's got big expectations this year. I think that they're the favorite to win the OCC, them or New Philly. So that's not a bad loss for a team that only has 7 girls that are going to suit up. This is much more in their wheelhouse. This is a team that they potentially could see in the tournament down the road. They saw them last year in the tournament, ended up knocking Crestview out in their sectional matchup. So I think for the Cougars, as you talked about, this might be one of those games that you had circled early on in the year that you feel like you can compete in, and you want to just make things right the ship, because Willard has won the last several here in this head-to-head.
Yeah, and we'll see. They had a nice victory one season ago. It was 62-33 running away just actually a year and a day ago. As we are underway here to start things off, and tip has been won by Willard, and they're small numbers, but we'll see what they go at it as we get an immediate jump ball, and not the start you wanted here for Coach Bedingfield's squad, as they, little anxious, I would say, out of it, losing the ball but getting it back on the jump ball.
It's going to be Crestview ball in their first possession, and it's going to be cool to see what Tori Kidney is able to bring at the top of the key here. She's been very consistent so far scoring-wise, 14 points in each of the first 2 games so far for the Lady Cougars. She kind of leads the show, but she's got a second fiddle that's been playing pretty well so far here in the early going as well in Mackenzie Spohr. So I think those are the 2 players that if you're Willard, you got to try to get some help side going their way as we get a turnover here on Shelby base.
Yes, so not the start you wanted from either side here to get going, as both teams not able to even get a shot off here in the first 40 seconds. But, hey, it's early on. It's early in the season, too, and got to get those jitters out. Second possession for Willard. Lamaya Hicks, she walks. It's another turnover. And Crestview will go at it again.
Early season, Wednesday night, only 2 quarters of JV. These 2 teams filling out process here in the early portion of the game. You don't want to fill out too long, though. Got to clean up some of these mess and at least get some shots up.
And that's what Crestview's looking to do here with their second possession. Shelby Bays running the offense there, nearly turns it over again. It's into Bays again. Extra pass to Kidney. Kidney walks. 4 possessions, 4 turnovers. I can tell you that the defense, strong here to start for both. And finally, we get a bucket to go.
Just a nice slip to the basket there by Leah Weiss. Good hands, too, and the delivery, the pass on the money, right where you need it to be for the first points of the night.
Apologies for the scoreboard, getting the camera adjusted, had it knocked down for a second, but we'll take a look at the bucket. Nice take inside, layup attempt won't fall for Hicks, and we're going to get another jump ball. Possession will stay with the Lady Flashes here. 1 minute and 40 seconds in. Good defense there by Logan Moore. And then a frustration foul taken here by Amelia Tallman. Actually a jump ball.
Yeah, great weak side block coming over here for Crestview. Ended up shutting down that possession. Looked like Corin Geddes might have an easy one instead. The Cougars defense rises to the challenge. See if they can get it going here offensively.
They get it inside, but another turnover by the Lady Flashes, and back comes Tallman into the lane. She gives it back up. And the slow start by both sides continues. Mackenzie Spohr, one of the top 4 scorers 1 year ago, gets it off the Bays, and Bays gives it back. And then we're going to get ourselves, I believe, a foul call. So you take a look at the Avita Home Health and Hospice replay. No foul, actually. They said it was just mutual possession, so another jump ball. Nice take inside there by Geddes. She gets fouled. We'll get our first free throw attempts of the night for her. As you take a look at the Avita replay one more time. Just a nice give and go. Patience there by Lee Weiss, one of these stars on the volleyball squad.
Corin, not a great foul shooter, but she was dynamite from the field last year, just under 57% on the season. Clean looking stroke right there at the free throw line. And that's a young lady, it feels like they've identified that she can probably win her matchup. Good hands down on the block as well, and a good start for her offensively.
Yeah, Geddes 65 of 87 from the charity stripe a year ago. Another Crestview turnover. Nice pass ahead, the layup in and out. Offensive rebounds put back up and good by Geddes.
She's got a size advantage down low, good leaping ability. Now 5-0 Willard here at home, and they've got Crestview very frustrated at the offensive end.
Try the Henry pass there. It's deflected by Weiss. It'll stay. It'll give us a chance to look at the offensive board and the putback. One of the first rebounds of the game, surprisingly, almost midway through this first quarter, just because of the 8 combined turnovers to start this one. Nonetheless, It's only a 5-point game.
Yeah, it's been about as sloppy as the weather's been outside here these last couple of days. But defensively, we've seen some nice blocks. Here's Geddes with one, leading to the leak out, but another back the other way.
Here's the full replay of that. Great job, just straight up and down by Lee Weiss. Had a lot of blocks on the volleyball side, and then you see the deflection on the other end. 3 in the air for Willard, won't fall. Long rebound comes out to Mackenzie Spohr. She'll get across the timeline. Almost carried it, but gave it to Bays. 3 in the air, off the glass, with a kiss. Kaylin Weaver makes it 5-3. I mean, that's why they have the backboard, right, Brian?
Yeah, doesn't matter how it goes in. It all counts the same. And first bucket for Crestview. Perhaps that'll settle them down here moving forward offensively. But an and one back the other way. What a response. Good stuff right here from Tallman.
What an answer. Great job. Works through the contact, muscled her way up, gets the bucket to fall. And an answer for the three-pointer right on the other end immediately. Bays will be called for the first foul of the game. Geddes will come out to take a quick breather, and it's 7-3.
Get our first look at our player spotlight tonight. Bedingfield being used sparingly. Got to keep an eye on her minutes. Still coming back from that knee surgery, and right away, she is just instant impact type of player, both ends of the floor, as we detailed, showing you all the numbers from a season ago. But this is a girl that you want to get healthy as the season goes along, trying to bring her along slow when she draws a foul here first touch.
And I mean, yeah, she just has to use her height to her advantage, overtowering these Crestview players down here on the other end. And that's kind of what the problem that Crestview had last year too, Brian, is they didn't have much height on the team. Their tallest player, Logan Moore, a junior, she's 6 foot. Kaylin Weaver, then 5'10".
Really surprised that they ended up giving her free throws on this one. The foul certainly appeared like it was going on the gather down to the floor before she extended to take the shot. So a bit of a break here for Reese, and splits the pair.
81% on the season a year ago. Unable to get both. Quickly back the other way, and Tori Kidney is going to go to the free throw line as she tried going nearly the length of the floor. Nice transition out, and she's able to get the good crossover and get into the lane to give her 2 free throw attempts as Hicks is called for her first foul.
I want to see a bit more of that here from both Tori and Mackenzie Spohr. Just got to be able to take over the game at certain times, and especially when you've come out this cold. We're more than halfway through the first quarter, and their only bucket so far, a banked-in 3 from a bit of a strange, tough angle, too.
Kidney, you get them any way you can, right? 72% free throw shooter is going to get both here. And just like that, lead back down to 3. Quickly the other way, Weirs kicks it left side to Dalen Funk. who gives it up to Hicks. Hicks, top of the key, back over the funk on the elbow. 3:20 left, opening quarter. Bedingfield drives into the lane, uses her height, can't get it. Offensive board put back a little short, and we'll have an into-the-back foul on the second attempt of the rebound, and that's just a tough one for Bedingfield. She had the positioning at the moment, but it was still a good defensive play by Spoor despite being overtowered. Used her muscle and created those misses.
And once she starts getting a bit more healthy and has more mental trust in that knee, she'll be able to explode up and finish that off over a couple of defenders.
Spoor with a nice move. Makes it a 1-point game. So good defense on one end and a great play on the other as we immediately have a foul on the other end. Speed's starting to pick up here in the game as you'll take a look at the nice fake to the right and take to the hole by Spoor.
Coach's kid, older brother is a stud, of course, on the basketball floor, leading scorer right now for Crestview. Just runs in the family, the ability to score. So she had 19 points the other night in their win over Edison. Not quite as effective opening night against Ontario, but I think that by season's end that she is going to be the primetime scorer for this offense.
2 misses there by Willard, and immediately back comes Spoor into the lane, but yeah, can't go against the Redwoods that way, especially if they stay straight up and down. Can't get the miss. It's ahead to Bedingfield. She takes it in. She's blocked, and then she gets it right back, but travels. Another nice job by the Cougar defense at the block to throw off Bedingfield. And I think Moore got a hand on that for the block.
Yeah, called her for up and down right there, so fantastic defense. And again, that's back-to-back cases where there's just no explosion right now for Reese coming off of the floor and really impacted her, as this is a great move all the way to the cup. Hicks can't knock it down, but it's good to have friends in low places, ain't it?
Getty's off the bench after her break, gets the offensive board after the thievery. Hicks could get 5 to 10 for that robbery. Makes it a 3-point game again, and then Bedingfield gets a steal. Well, they'll call it jump ball. Nearly got the steal, but we'll get the jump ball as we take a look at the rebound and bucket on the other end.
Yeah, just a solid putback, great positioning by Geddes, and she's just got a feel for it. I mean, we saw her during the tournament run last year, really elevated her play. Her, along with Weirs, were the 2 young ladies that just felt like they started playing their best basketball when it mattered most, as this one's off target here for Kidney, but an offensive rebound, try again, 0 for 2.
Had 2 good looks at it, just couldn't get it finished, but instead of pouting, she gets back on defense, knocks it out of bounds, and allows her defense to get back and set things up here with 1:50 left in the first quarter. Gets the inbounds, the jump shot off the back of the iron, no good. It's going to be rebounded by Danica Kingman, but another turnover. Straight away to Hicks. Hicks takes it in. And a timeout, head coach Amy Bays, as Crestview turned it over 6 times in this opening quarter, and they trail by 5. That's the most they've trailed by so far in this game.
Just love Lamaya Hicks, too, and kind of the evolution of her game senior year. 5 of the 7 players on the varsity roster this year will all be graduating in 2026. And with that, Travis, as we both know, I mean, it just comes with a little bit more energy, effort, enthusiasm each and every night when you know you're the top dog. This is your last opportunity to really put it all together. And I think for Lamaya, that she's one of those type of players. I think she's going to have a big senior year, and you saw it right there. A nice skill set, and she just looks fluid, to quote the great Stephen A. out there, though a totally different comprehension of the word. She's just smooth out there when she goes to the cup.
Yeah, she played all 25 games last year, only averaged 2 points a game, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. So, you know, she had some playing time, but she has a bigger role this year as Bella Grant takes it up, gets smacked in the head, and she'll get more free throws here as you take a look at the Avita replay. And it looked like Tallman was going for the block and instead got a lot of face. I think the referee's asking who it was that got the foul, but it was Tallman. We have replay at least. So that'll be her first. And it will send the free throw attempt up and in for Bella Grant, 12-8. Bella Grant last season was a JV player. No varsity minutes a year ago. Gets one free throw there, won't get the second, but we'll get a jump ball. And it's just both of these teams just have not been able to get clean control off of some of these rebounds, and they keep getting the change of possession on the jump ball.
Yeah, we see this a lot early season in girls basketball. Just it takes a little while to get your bearings about you when it comes to the real competitions. When you're moving at the full pace, varsity, it's just a little bit different, and we've seen that early on in this game tonight. Sweet pull-up jumper, though, from the short corner.
Dalen Funk, the fifth flash to score in the column here tonight. It's 14-8. Quickly the other end, Kidney tried the attempt, but again, the height of Willard able to deflect that, and they'll be back to try and extend on their lead, their largest of the night so far, at 7 points.
And they've got the size advantage pretty much everywhere on the floor. Oh, beautiful right there from Geddes. And when she finds her zone, nice footwork inside. And as I mentioned, she was like 58% from inside of the three-point line last year. So she's a girl you can really rely on when she puts it up.
She was a second behind Bedingfield in scoring with 10 points per game, and she's almost already there at 7. But, I mean, if you can have one post move, you're good. If you have multiple post moves, you are pretty darn hard to guard, and we've seen that from her here early on tonight. Willard will have possession here with 17.8 left in the quarter after another Crestview turnover, their 7th of the quarter. Crestview had a little bit of a run midway to cut this deficit to 3, but since then Willard, they got their footing back under them. And it looks like they'll hold here for the final shot. Hicks, entry pass right side to Tallman. There's Weiss, left side now to Hicks. She'll drive it in with 3 seconds, lays it up and in. I mean, textbook right there, Brian, to end the quarter.
Yeah, it opens up, no help side defense, and that's what Lamaya is able to do. Talks about the fact senior year, she's stepping it up so far here tonight. That's been the case.
18-8 after 1. We'll be back with second quarter action right here, live and free.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
The score here after 1. Crestview trailing Willard. Lady Flashes went on a run to end the quarter. 7-0 to make it a 10-point lead. They force another turnover and start with their first possession of quarter 2. Just inside the three-point line. We'll call that a pass for Lee Weiss. And that's how we start quarter number 2, Brian. Just Willard creating turnovers, getting offensive boards.
And everybody pretty much contributing at the offensive end, and we were talking there during that mini break that you have to. When you are low on numbers, only 7 listed on the roster, as that three's well off the mark and will be headed the other way. You got to get contributions from multiple girls because you don't have the depth. So far, Willard checking those boxes, and that's why they've been able to extend this lead out to a dozen now early in the second.
Yeah, it was 11-8 with about 3 minutes left. But since then, a 9-0 run. Deep three here off the back iron, a little too strong, but the ball bouncing on the floor again and picked right back up by Weirs. Driving baseline forces that up, and finally Crestview's able to get out with it as Shelby Bays gets the board. But another turnover. Left side, this is Tallman to the lane. She'll get fouled. She'll get shots.
And Crestview's being pretty aggressive. They're just, it seems like they're a little bit shy when it comes to the contact, whereas Willard's playing right through it, trying to absorb it, take it, and it's led them to a bunch of free throws so far here early in the game.
First free throw up and good to make it 21-8. Tallman, her first free throw attempts here tonight, and she goes 1 for 2. That's kind of been the story of this one so far.
Yeah, and another
8 free
jump
throws
ball.
attempted, yeah. And it was Crestview that got the first possession, so the referees are right. Willard gets it. Tallman gets it straight ahead to Weirs. Back inside, too strong. Offensive board. That's missed. And the Lady Cougars back to try and stop this Willard run, trailing 21-8.
Just have not been able to solve this riddle so far of this really active zone look. And with the extended length that Willard has, just about every position, there's been a lot of deflections, great rotations. And for the Cougars, the best way to try to beat it, as they're going to give it away again, is knock down some threes, and that just has not been the case.
Great pass right side. Weirs gets on the board, and every player on the Willard roster now has points in this game after the steal from Hicks, forcing the 8th turnover. Now the 9th. Back inside, another nice post move. This time it's not going to fall, but another offensive rebound. 3 for Tallman's off the mark, and it's taken down by Weaver. This is Kidney. We'll back it out and hand it to Bays. 23-8 Willard here on the Sutton Bank scoreboard. Kidney, now to Spoor. She'll try the 3. That's in and out. Good look that time, but it leads to a run out by Willard, but too strong. Willard's 6th turnover. Nice spin move there by Bays, but Lee Weiss wasn't have anything with it. It does find the hands of Kidney, and she can't finish. Another nice run out, though, and it'll finish there for Geddes, and it will force another Amy Bays timeout. And I mean, just out and running were the flashes. They got a little lucky there because Crestview tried to go really fast in transition, could not get the finish, and there were 3 Willard players around mid-court, so they just took off and had the easy bucket. It was a 7-0 finish to end the first quarter for Willard. It's a 7-0 start here for quarter number 2.
They've been cooking here on both ends of the floor, and really it's the defense that's been turning into offense for them. Out running lanes right now. You see the latest, a good pass. Geddes underneath. 2 of the easiest points that she's going to have here tonight. Just the controlled intensity that we've seen from the Flashes on defense so far. It's really been problematic for Crestview, and they look very unconfident with the basketball. No one really wants to try to get aggressive on those driving lanes. A lot of dribbles that are up around the waist, Travis. I'm noticing that there's not a lot of girls that are getting low and just really kind of ripping through and trying to take control when they domineer down the lane, and it's cost them. I mean, they're on pace for 30-plus turnovers in this game. I don't think I've ever covered a game where a team has won with that many turnovers. So if the Cougars are to get back in this thing, I mean, this is a tipping point right now. Obviously, it's not like the NBA where, hey, 17 points, whatever, we can get back in it in a Willard Flash. You got to be able to stick around with no shot clock. So we'll see if they have what it takes here over these last 5 minutes.
Well, they wish Georgia McFarland was back here. She is watching, rooting on the Cougars on YouTube. But
Hey,
they had her out there, they'd have a little bit better chance. But another turnover, another run out, but too much pepper on that one. And Crestview will get it back after their 11th turnover, the 7th against Willard.
Yeah, you mentioned pepper. Did you know that Cougars love pepper?
Really?
They hate cinnamon. True story.
That is so true. Brian, you were just in Vegas, so you would know.
Oh, man, I was daydreaming of the day. I was wondering when we can go back. Hooked up with an old friend of ours today, Zach Fraley.
Oh, yeah, Zach.
Shout out. He came to Vegas for my 40th birthday. Did not attend the most recent festivities, but we were storytelling. And it just makes you get a craving for the desert all over again, but much more fun here at the Haas.
Another jump ball will keep possession with the Cougars. It was a better possession there. Had a couple open looks, just couldn't finish. I mean, that's all you can do right now is just start getting good possessions together consecutively and then hopefully get some of them in the fall. There's the inbounds to Weaver. And again, just closely guarded by Willard. Spore, triple team, gets it back to Weaver. Weaver mid-range jumper, just off the mark though, and a high rebound there by Weirs. And again, that quick transition. Back to Bedingfield at the free throw line, just a bit short for her, but one and done. Rebound by Grant, trying to get out in the transition to Kidney, and Kidney's bumped, but not enough for a foul. I like the non-call. However, she dribbles it off her foot like Ollie, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Cougars just aren't able to just produce their own luck right now. A little bit of a struggle right now with the offensive side of things, but this is the end of the floor where you can really keep yourself in the game. You got to keep the Flashes kind of cemented at that 25 points. Here's a turnover that they just caused. So check the box right there for Crestview, but as our dear friend Joe Baylog always says, you know, you're trying to get that stop, score, stop, looking for those 3 possessions. Now you got to be able to at least get a bucket if you're Crestview.
They need to hone in their inner Mapleton Mounties. Mapleton shut out Hillsdale last night in the third quarter. 15-0. That's deflected off of Willard out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Cougars as checking back in for Willard, Geddes, and Hicks. I guess you could call that a mass substitution since there's not that many players on the bench.
Emptying out the bench right there for Coach Bedingfield.
Inbounds, intercepted. It was short. Funk got it, and quickly ahead to Hicks. Somehow kept the dribble enough. And I don't know what's going on down here. It's just pinballing around. And it will somehow stay with Willard.
Well, it started with a nice block shot there by Danica Kingman. Great size inside there for the young player, just a sophomore, but weren't able to corral it, and now it's right back over to the Crimson Flashes.
3 minutes left in the half. 17-point Willard lead here. Weirs gets it off the Bedingfield, looking back door. Doesn't get Funk, but she will get it back to Hicks. Hicks with the entry pass short. It's intercepted by Bella Grant. There's Spore. She'll try the mid-range. Got it. Her defender left her. She said, okay, I'll just take the shot. She's got 4 points. It's 25-10.
And coming off that 19-point explosion for her the other night against Edison, I think now maybe she can start finding a rhythm, and clearly nobody else is really looking to step up right now in a Crestview uniform, so it seems like Mackenzie might be that young gal that you would ask that, hey, if you get a look, any type of opportunity, you got to try to capitalize.
Bedingfield, again, a little bit short. However, Geddes is right there to help her out. That's the third time that Geddes has cleaned up a Bedingfield miss, and this time it's going to result in 2 free throws.
Yeah, it's great to have a tandem that's got your back, and, I mean, just such a lanky unit out here for the Crimson Flashes, and you see just how much trouble it's causing Crestview at both ends of the floor. If we can get an opportunity to bring up the keys to the game, I really thought here for Crestview that for them, you just got to be able to block out. There are so many girls that can just go grab a rebound right over the top.
And there they are right there. Box out and a fast start, which they were unable to do here tonight. Thanks to the folks at Spherion Mid-Ohio for that. But, yeah, you got to get a body on a team that is much taller than you in Willard, and pretty much the more physical team as well, because most of those turnovers, they've just pretty much run through Crestview, not fouling, but just still running through them and getting the ball. Just like that right there. Prime example by Hicks. Another steal and another bucket for her.
Nice use of the left hand there at the 10, but it's been her vision at the defensive end that has really stood out. She's made a couple of really quality reads so far, and by my total, she's got like 8 total points in terms of her delivery and just creating out in transition off of her turnovers at the top of the key.
She's in with 6 points so far in this one. But, yeah, she's also just created so many more. That's going to be a foul against her. And that will be her second foul. 29-10 is score.
And that's going to be the Achilles heel for Willard all season long, that being depth. So you see a young lady that's as aggressive defensively as Lamaya has been so far. And again, that's an easy one, though, if you're Crestview. Just a miscommunication leads to the run out. 2 more points the other way put in here by Willard.
Getty's now with 13 points in this opening half. It's 31-10. 15 Crestview turnovers. And I won't be surprised if about 10 of those have led to about 20 points.
Yeah, certainly. When they've been out and running, they've been really good at finishing so far.
Kingman gets the easy board, gets it ahead, and Weiss can't finish, but another offensive rebound. Nearly 2, but Kidney uses her muscle to get. She's going to try to go coast to coast. Counted and 1.
Great job here by Tori, absorbing the contact, left hand, able to keep her balance and put it up and in. So the 2 Crestview scores in the backcourt, kind of carrying the way here offensively.
Kidney looking to finish the 3-point play. She does. She has 5 points to lead the Cougars now. And now, I mean, it's 31-13. Get a stop here. You have a little bit of momentum offensively. Maybe try and get a turnover and another bucket before the half to make you feel a little bit better. Nearly got it there, but it stays in the hands of Weiss, then gets it off to Hicks. Running the weave at the top of the key. Weir's with it. Gets a screen, but can't get into the lane. Final 5 seconds of the half. Funk, right side. She'll drive baseline. Pull-up jumper, a little strong. And that'll do it for the half. So at least for Crestview, they got the and one on one side. They got the stop at the end, but it's still 31-13.
Just a clinic there defensively for Willard. They ran that zone to perfection. Cougars, they're going to have a little bit of soul searching to do right now in the half. Plus, got to kind of develop a bit of a strategy here because they're going to be playing that zone in the second half, I guarantee it. Can you find an effective way to attack it? It's yet to be seen so far.
31-13 is the halftime score. We'll take a break. When we come back, we will have the Spherion Mid-Ohio halftime report.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. But the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door.
Everything else can wait. It's Christmas after all. Pepsi Max, thirsty for more.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
Merry Christmas.
Tonight's non-conference girls basketball action from the Haas, brought to you live and free on the OH Report thanks to our generous sponsors, Spherion Mid-Ohio. Proud to support our local athletes. We know the foundations that make great employees are woven into the teamwork, focus, drive, and perseverance given in each practice and game. Let's get to work. Sutton Bank, earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health in families throughout their lifespan. Kissel's Landscaping, Spraying, and Painting. Contact Kissel's Lawn Care for all of your snow plowing, spraying, painting, and lawn care needs. Thank you all for allowing us to be live and free this evening. Back here inside the Spherion Mid-Ohio halftime report, where it's been all flashes. 31-13, good old palindrome on the scoreboard here from the Haas. And, you know, Brian, midway through the first quarter, it was 11-8. Willard had jumped out to an early lead, but Crestview, it seemed like they got their footing underneath them. But then it was like the rug got pulled once again. Willard just... the defense has been stymieing for them so far, and they're out to a big lead because of it.
I think Lamaya Hicks is the biggest reason why. The way that she's able to just create havoc out there on the point. She's been very opportunistic, forcing a lot of runouts here as well. As you look here at the numbers, the giveaways is the big one that really jumps out here for Crestview. 15 turnovers. That is a truckload for just 2 quarters of play. We're talking a turnover a minute.
Yeah.
So for Amy Bays and her team right now, you just have to come out and really prioritize the basketball. I didn't see, if by my memory, any ball screens up at the top.
You did not.
Let's try to eliminate a little bit of pressure off of Kidney and then Spore, the only 2 seniors that are on your roster. They've been okay in moments. Nobody else right now for Crestview is really standing out and looking like they're meeting the challenge of going head-to-head with some girls that coming off of a district run where you've got everybody back on the roster here for the Flashes. And for Crestview, you've got to have a much different game plan coming out here in the third quarter as they make their exit onto the floor with about 3.5 minutes to go before the break. So I think that you certainly cannot stick to what you just did there in the first couple of quarters offensively. What type of adjustments and changes are we going to see from Coach Bays' group? If they're solid in the early portion, I think they have an opportunity to at least put a little bit of fear here into Willard, maybe force an early timeout, best case scenario. But offensively, I think is where it really matters. Didn't think they were that bad. Defensively, what really cost them, Travis, is on offense when they would have those turnovers and the leakouts. We unofficially don't have fast break points, but I think that Willard's got to be double digits.
Oh, it has to be easily, and points off of turnovers as well. We'll take one more break. When we come back, we'll have individual scoring from the first half and the start of half number 2 right here on a Wednesday night from the Haas.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Back here in the Spherion Mid-Ohio halftime report. Your score at the break, 31-13. And before we get ready for second half action, let's go over some individual scoring first for the Lady Cougars of Crestview. 5 points from Tori Kidney, 4 points from Mackenzie Spohr, 3 from Weaver, and 1 from Bella Grant. But you're seeing at least the 2 returning leading scores from Crestview are your leading scores here tonight. It's just they haven't had anybody else do much of anything. As for Willard, Corin Geddes, phenomenal here in this first half. 13 points to lead all scorers. Lamaya Hicks with 6. Lee Weiss with 4. Amela Tallman with 3. And 2 points each from Weirs and Funk. Reese Bedingfield, 1 free throw made. That's her lone point. 18-8 Willard after 1. 13-5 Willard in the second for this 31-13 halftime lead. But for Crestview, yeah, Brian, their scores, not scoring a lot, but that's the reason they have points on the board right now. They need to find some extra scoring off this team if they want to be competitive, not only in the rest of this game, but moving down the line.
Unquestionably, they need at least one more option they feel confident with. Not necessarily that you can go get your own shot, but at least you're going to be strong with the basketball against a team that defends with the pressure like a Willard does, and we've seen so far here in this competition. But for the 2 seniors for Crestview, you need Mackenzie and Tori really to step up big time here early on in this third quarter. You got to be the leaders on the floor. But I think defensively, as this comes a hard shot off the rim here and an offensive rebound for Willard, I think the Cougars have done enough to keep themselves around. They've just let themselves down. I mean, we're talking 6 points a quarter, not going to get it done.
And the rebounding as well, just overpowered by Willard. 3 chances at the bucket there, and they finally get it as Geddes gets herself 2 more points. 15 now, it's 33-13.
Double-digit score last year, and Corin taking it up a notch here this season. No Reese Bedingfield, and she so far filling that void in the middle.
Bays off the glass too much and back and running against Willard. 2 passes to get to the lane, but this time it's going to be blocked by Danica Kingman. She's got herself a couple blocks here tonight. Crestview right back at it, but pocket picked again by Hicks. And Hicks slipped. Looks like she's going to be all right, but unable to get the bucket to fall.
Lamaya's got my early vote for the Kissel's MVP so far. She's got another steal. She's going to have double digits by the end of the game. She keeps this up.
But cannot get the assist as another Bunnies missed. We'll show you the replay here. The back-to-back steals by her. Nice pass ahead, but just can't get finished. And the ball will go back to the Lady Cougars. Kidney across the timeline, looking at the entry pass against a 2-3 zone. And another turnover.
And again, the sophomore just threw it right to Willard. There's nobody even looking for the ball right there. It's panic mode right now on offense for Crestview. They got to settle some things down, and I'll say it just one more time. Seniors, take advantage, take control. This is your team, it's your year, and if they are going to be splashing threes like we see Tallman do right here, it is going to be a quick second half.
Yeah, Tallman. That's the second time that skip pass has been open here in this second half as well. It's just the backside help not there for Crestview tonight. Bays returned to sender by Lee Weiss. And again, they're out and running. Hicks inside, right back out to Hicks. Backs up, thought about the three, but instead gives it to Weirs. And they will reset here with 5:40 left in this third quarter. Weiss, nobody on her, takes the shot, contested at the last second, and it'll be taken down by Logan Moore. Bays trying to get some type of offense going, crosses over, takes it herself, and then just ran into a wall, and that goes out of bounds. Thankfully, it goes off of Willard for Crestview, and they'll keep possession.
Nice strong take here for Shelby Bays. Like the idea, and at least trying to loop around Leah Weiss that time for the bucket. It's just tough. Once you get inside of the lane against these flashes, they don't even have to jump to defend. So that's well off the mark for Kingman's second chance. No bueno either here for the Cougs.
And out and running again. Right side to Geddes, back out, and around to Weirs. Hicks will try a three. Nothing but nylon. Amaya Hicks with 9 points and a timeout. Crestview.
So it's the exact opposite of what you dreamt of when you're in the locker room for the Cougars. Hey, we're going to come out, get to a fast start offensively. Things are going to click. No, you've got no points so far here through these first 3 minutes. Meanwhile, Willard's starting to heat up from beyond the arc, and defensively, they're continuing to keep that pressure, that pace.
And actually, they've been doing exactly what we've wanted them to do here. Experience. They've used the experience of these 7 players. All juniors and seniors, they've been using that so far. And like you said, Brian, second chances. How many offensive rebounds have been put back for buckets so far tonight? Check and check.
And that's why they're running away with this game. We're getting close to that running clock territory in the second half.
39-13, 26-point lead. You need to lead by 35 to start a running clock. But an 8-0 run to start this half is exactly what the Flashes want.
Let's see what kind of schematic set they get in here. There's been a lot of standing around offensively so far for the Cougars these first 3 minutes.
So an extended 2-3 zone turned into man-to-man now. Crestview, though, nicely done. Nice execution. Moved the ball around, got it to the middle, and Kingman gets it the drop for her first points. It's 39-15, but a little bit of life out of the timeout for the Cougars.
She's got great potential as a young player. Defensively, she's been shining. And now a stop here for the Cougars.
So you got score, you got stop. Do we see the score? Do we get a Baylog special here? Moore was open inside on the block for a moment, but got closely guarded, and they'll reset it out front. Nearly stolen, but into the hands of Spohr. Back out to Grant. 4 minutes left, third quarter. They finally do get it into Moore. Moore almost blocked, but will get free throws. You tell me, Brian, what this looks like.
In real time, I certainly thought that Leah got all ball, and I think the only argument that can be made is perhaps got her by the hip.
Yep, that's what the referee. I did hear the referee say on the body. So Crestview does turn it into points. So Logan Moore gets her first point. They got the score, they got the stop, they got the score, and somewhere Joe Baylog is smiling.
If you're a Crestview fan, you got to have a whole bunch more Baylogs in your stocking stuffed here, though, in this third quarter. Close strong here over these last 4 minutes, and who knows? You got to give yourself a chance.
Immediately back out in transition. Hicks, does she have back-to-back threes? Just off the mark, but an offensive board by Bedingfield, and she's going to get herself some free throws as she had to earn that offensive board. You'll take a look here on the Avita replay.
Yeah, what a weapon to bring in off of your bench. A girl that had over 200 rebounds during her junior campaign, over 14 points per game. I mean, there's a ton to love, of course, about Bedingfield. Just her health and her availability. Playing less than half of the game so far here tonight in early portion of the season. And you don't want to look too far ahead, but you can start dreaming about potential tournament matchups and, you know, who might match up with who. And you think that the defending district champs Clear Fork will likely be the favorite. But with the length of this team, if you can get Reese back to playing well, we were talking at the half, certainly have the potential to be right there again playing for a district championship.
Absolutely, and I mean, Clear Fork is the team to beat once again in this district. I saw them against Lexington last week. That's a 2-point shot, no good. Offensive rebound, though, by Moore. They'll get another attempt at it, but, oh, what a pass. Can't finish, though. Finally, Willard comes out with it, but I saw Clear Fork against Lexington. They looked pretty darn good. But if Willard can pick up their defensive prowess like we've seen, they kind of look like Clear Fork on the defensive end.
Going to get a loose ball foul here going for the rebound against Willard. And I think in terms of just playing with aggressive nature, this has been the best stretch so far of the game these last couple of minutes here for the Cougars. You might be out of it in terms of the score, but there's a lot I think that you can build on. Don't love that shot whatsoever there from Kidney. Get into your offense. You just ran through a couple of times, and I think when they were exercising patience, force Willard, they really want to get into the passing lane. If you can just wait a half tick sometimes, it felt like it was opening things up for Crestview at the offensive end. So you hope for the coaching staff that they can keep doing that here over these last 10 minutes, 46 seconds.
Well, not only that, this one's probably in the bag for Willard, but at least go through your offense. You're going against another team. This is good practice, at least, for the upcoming games that you have. Go through your offense, work against it's like a scrimmage. It's a game. Go against another team, not against yourselves. That's how you get the best practice in there.
Going to get a blocking foul on Kidney. It was a pretty decent rotation. And take a look on the Avita replay. Feet dragging a little bit and kind of right underneath the hoop.
Yeah.
So Reese earns another trip to the line, and this is where she's been living.
Her 4th point, all from the charity stripe. She's 4 of 5 from the line here tonight. 2:31 left in the third, and it's now 43-16. The balance of Willard as well. Just been great for them tonight. Almost got the turnover and finally did, but they're going to give it right back. It is the season of giving, by the way, so both teams showing that out here the last 2 possessions, and it will continue. And then we're going to get a foul. That's going to be Kidney's 2nd foul. So Willard will get it back.
And Elena just had like a really strong message for her team. I couldn't make out exactly what she said, but I think obviously a bit upset with the sloppiness that her team has just shown the last 2 offensive possessions.
I mean, it may be working tonight despite the miscues, but something like that, you can't, once you get an SBC Bay play, especially against the likes of Margaretta, you can't make these mistakes or you're going to be the one that gets blown out.
Well, I think certainly you don't want to suggest that Margaretta is going to run away with the league, but they probably will. Undefeated last year. I don't know how many league titles in a row they've won, but there was only 2 losses in the league for Willard last year, was to those Polar Bears. And I think, yet again, that they'll probably be the number 2 team in that league. So this is a decent start so far for them here in this season as as we mentioned, going on the road in the opener against Ashland, a team that I think is the OCC favorite.
Yeah.
That was a tough test, and you kind of get to know yourself a little bit. So here at home, friendly confines of the Haas, this is what you wanted to see if you're Coach Bedingfield. And defensively, this team has been fantastic tonight.
Yeah, and you like having those early season tests as well, because it doesn't affect. So that nice backside rebound and finish for Logan Moore. Her first field goal of the game, but quickly back the other way. Willard unable to get the bunny. A little bit too far underneath, but the rebound won't go either. Out comes Crestview, looking to finally get back-to-back buckets. They will not. Weirs with the pocket pick. Into the lane, scoop layup good.
Flashes Nations loves it right there. Student section. He's done a great job so far here tonight, just filling the gym, giving it some atmosphere. And Willard, they've done an awesome job getting back defensively so far here tonight. No transition game whatsoever for the Cougars, but the banks are open here late.
Bella Grant getting the Sutton Bank shot. Another run out by Willard, and that's another bucket on transition that they were not able to score. It's been like that most of the night, where they're too far underneath the hoop when they try to put it up, and it just hits the bottom of the backboard. That'll be another jump ball and another change of possession. Take a look at the sweet kiss.
I think she called it right there, too. I saw some lips moving, Travis, so that's an official trifecta right there.
Final 5 seconds, Willard. They can get up the court fast enough, they'll be able to get off a shot here before the end of the quarter. 3 seconds. Doesn't look like they will. Tallman at half court. Nope. That'll do it for the third. 24-point lead for Willard as they look to close out win number 1 of the season. We'll be back.
Feel like I should go.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Fourth quarter about ready to begin here on the Sutton Bank scoreboard. 45-21. Willard leading in their home opener. Travis Berardi here with Brian Skoronsky and Crestview. This is just a quarter where you just got to try and get something to work offensively that you can use in their next game.
Yeah, this is a little bit now about just trying to make some adjustments. Sometimes you're just outmatched in terms of athlete for athlete, and I don't necessarily know that that has overwhelmingly been the case so far. It's been little lapses of mental errors as they do get a good shot here.
Yeah.
And I've kind of felt all night long that the corners have been open for the Cougars. If you can get some girls to be able to knock down some shots, even if it's a bank job. First time tonight that we've really seen them get out on the run, and it results in a turnover here, traveling violation on Logan.
Yeah, that was a good possession. Got a little sloppy in the middle of it. They were able to keep possession, kick it back out. They got a good look in the corner, just couldn't finish. Then on the other end, another bunny missed by Willard. Led to a near bucket for Crestview, but you saw the walk. There's a kick back out to Hicks. She'll work it out to Tallman. And then that'll be Geddes that gets fouled, and we'll go back to the line. Geddes with 15 points. 3 of 4 tonight from the free throw line as well.
Been a little quiet offensively here in the second half. this is a good way to get it going again. Get the cheap ones at the free throw line.
Missed the first, but swishes the second for her 16th point. So Crestview going against this extended 2-3 zone. Not quite a 1-3-1 there, but
I mean, they're just
the length.
daring Mackenzie Sport to use her left hand. They're just giving her a wide open space to that left. See, I like the idea, though, of the down screen and try to open something up. Got to be a little bit better with that pass. But tonight has been more just about Lamaya Hicks owning the top of the perimeter.
Absolutely.
Obviously, Cam, she's got go-go gadget arms. And this is going to be a tough test for a lot of teams. We're going to see that. A squad that won 17 games a season ago, I think that they'll be right on par with that, if not even beyond, Travis. So don't want to be too dejected if you're Crestview, but it really has felt like the energy level has picked up here in the second half. Just nothing really going according to plan.
Hicks gets her 11th point, goes 2 for 2 from the line. It's funny looking at the Willard roster. They have 5 seniors, 2 juniors. Their junior varsity, all freshmen.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre looking at that, but once the senior class goes, you got Weiss and Tallman back, and then a lot of freshmen coming up. So it will be interesting to see what Coach Bedingfield has past this year. But that's the future. Now is the now, and they've got themselves a very good defensive team. Unable to score there, so Crestview will get a chance to chip into this 27-point deficit. That's knocked out of bounds. And just the length of Cam Weir's here in the past couple of possessions. You saw the rush throw that she was able to pick off. And again, this is why you're able to do an extended 2-3 zone, because you have so much length, you don't have to be bunched in.
I can't count on all my fingers and toes and yours either the number of deflections that we've seen Willard be able to create so far out on the perimeter.
There's a nice kick out left side, just a bit too strong. Offensive rebound, though, by Bays. She works in the Redwoods and gets them stripped away by Weiss. Back ahead, layup attempt, tough one goes for Funk. And Willard has hit 50. Funk with 4. Weaver into the corner. This time it's a long 2 for Spoor, and it goes off the top of the backboard. That's out of bounds. You take a look at the Avita replay, and she just strong take. Hard shot at the backboard, but if you hit that top corner, it doesn't matter how hard you hit it. It'll bounce into the hoop. Hicks, entry pass to Weiss. She's triple teamed, gets it over the Funk, and then back out to Hicks. 5 minutes left in regulation, 50-21 Willard. Nice spin by Weiss, but can't finish it. Gets her own rebound, and she will get 2 free throws.
It's the huge size advantage down low right here. You see a bit of a mouse in the house situation with 5'5" Shelby Bays matched up on her. And a chance to put 2 more on the scoreboard here for Leah.
Bays' 3rd foul. And Weiss gets her 5th point. 5 players with 5 or more points. Funk has 4 and Weirs has 2. Good box out there by Kidney as it came right back at her. And she'll reset. There's Grant over right side to Bays. And just the quick hands once again by Hicks to get the steal there. She's got to be close to double-digit steals.
Yeah, I would probably classify her as a double-double here tonight.
That'll be deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Willard with 4:20 left. 30-point Flashes lead. Get used to our voices, folks, because Brian and I will be back on the call Friday morning. Shelby plays for a state championship against Glenville. Brian will be on the call of that. And I'll call this three from the corner. Tallman hits her second of the night. She's got 9. But Brian will be calling the Shelby-Glenville game, and then Saturday morning I'll have Hillsdale-St. Henry, and we'll flip spots. Tough take in there for Weaver. Can't get high enough off the backboard, and back comes Willard up 33. Hicks, great adjustment there by Geddes to grab that ball, but she was off balance and couldn't get the bucket to fall. Back the other way. Almost an and one for Kidney, but she earns herself 2 free throws.
Love this play for Tori Kidney, though. Just put your head down, just go straight to the basket. This is one way to keep Willard off balance, is not allow them to sit up. And that 2-3 defense, it has been so problematic tonight.
Kidney, 3 for 3 from the line. I am so sorry for the announcer jinx. First of the night by me, though. That's pretty good.
It's a long season, buddy.
I know. It's the small victories. Kidney, 65 of 90, 72.2% 1 year ago. And she goes 0 for 2. That's ahead to Tallman, kicks it back out to Weirs. Coming up on 3:20 left in the game. Just running their motion offense. Missed a nice cut there by Geddes inside, but they'll go for Weirs, shooting that from South Central High School. Doesn't get it, but another offensive board by Tallman. And they'll pull it back out again. Willard with 30 total rebounds.
Yeah, a lot of them have been at the offensive side as well. So I'll give it back over here to Crestview. And, you know, this is great for Coach Bedingfield not to be in a dogfight. You're allowing Reese now. She gets to sit out this whole fourth quarter, continue to heal, get that knee back in shape. Going about 6.5 deep here tonight.
Well, also, a coach's dream, Coach Bedingfield did not have to use a timeout here this evening.
Wow.
Corner 3, just a bit short. Offensive rebound by Kidney. She puts it back. Nothing but air, but another offensive board will be missed. And quickly ahead goes Funk, and she will now go to the line, looking to add on to her 4 points this evening.
Those are points that Logan Moore will develop and get better at putting away. Need her to become a bit more of an offensive weapon if you're Coach Bays.
Funk hits the first, and now, if she does hit this free throw, we'll have a running clock for the last 2:21. And she left it short just so they could play longer. Offensive board, they'll reset again with 2:12 left. Running the weave out front. Tallman. 9 points by her. We have 11 by Hicks tonight, 16 by Geddes, and we really haven't seen Geddes in the fourth quarter either. They haven't needed her. Just trying to play some keep away for the final 90 seconds. Finally, it'll be a turnover. Things won't get easier for the Flashes. They host Huron in 2 days' time. And for Crestview, chance to get back on the board. They'll play Highland
Yeah, they get a whole week off, too, to practice and try to develop and get better. But how about the first 4 games of the season for the Lady Cougs all away from home? So it's a tough stretch. If you're Coach Bays, at this point, obviously, you're like, man, if we can just split to come back home, where I think after that they get like a nice stretch where they play 4 of 6 at the friendly confines of the Cougars then.
Yeah, get some home cooking in you, especially right before the Christmas break. But, yeah, they do have a week to see, to work on things that did not go right for them tonight. Funk got the steal, but another one of those, I'll take it, no, you can have it right back type place. The 15th Flash's turnover on the night. And as a coach, you don't want your big wins to be perfect, because as a coach, you always want to coach them up. You always want to tell them what went wrong. So there are some things that they can still work on despite having a blowout win tonight.
Well, there's never been a perfect game played. Every coach will tell you that, and you always love those that the great coaches, they'll always nitpick. They'll find a way.
Just ask Joe Baylog.
I mean, there's plenty of them. We have so many great coaches in our area, and Coach Bedingfield, even though she's just in her first, 4th year now here at Willard. She's a legend here at this school in this area, and I think she's probably one of those. A lot of attention to detail, and we can always get better with every set, every possession, every screen, every jump shot. But for the defensive side of things here for the Flashes, I think you got to be incredibly happy. I'd give them definitely a solid A performance.
Yeah, absolutely. And correct me if I'm wrong, there's only 2 sets of husband and wife coaching here in North Central Ohio. You got the Sheldons, different schools though, and then you have the Bedingfields both here at Willard.
It might be one of those Who Wants to Be a Millionaire type of things. Poll the audience. We need to know. I bet there's at least one more is my guess.
So technically this will be a running clock finish, but Crestview at least something to build on. That's Taylor Weaver's first points of the game. Good passing, too, right inside the lane, open look. But it does give up an open look on the other end, and a bunny missed again. 2 more attempts. That'll be a jump ball, and we'll be done with things here for the night. But we'll take a look at the great passing, too.
Yeah, probably the first shot of the night for the freshman Taylor Weaver. Getting some action here at the end of the game.
Yeah, just slipped open underneath, and good catch, good release, all in one motion, gets the bucket.
Yeah, huge confident builder for a young team, but there's a lot left on the table here tonight for the Cougars. Willard, just an absolutely dominant performance, specifically on the defensive side. Clamped down. Tough night here for Crestview with just 23 points.
56-23 is the final. Willard gets on the board. That's their first one of the year. We'll be back. We'll have our MVP interview as well as final stats. After this, you're watching High School Hoops live and free on a Wednesday night.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. But the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door.
Everything else can wait. It's Christmas after all. Pepsi Max, thirsty for more.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
Merry Christmas.
Tonight's live stream brought to you live and free on the OH Report thanks to our generous sponsor, Spherion Mid-Ohio. Proud to support our local athletes, we know the foundations that make great employees are woven into the teamwork, focus, drive, and perseverance given in each practice and game. Let's get to work. Sutton Bank, earn a cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health and families throughout their lifespan. Kissel's Landscaping, Spraying, and Painting. Contact Kissel's Lawn Care for all of your snow plowing, spraying, painting, and lawn care needs. Thank you all for allowing us to be live and free tonight.
You are now looking at the most valuable player of the game, presented by Kissel's Lawn Care, Spraying, Painting, and of course snow plowing. I've got Lamaya Hicks with me, fresh off the first win of the season. So let's start right there and just the good vibes. I heard you guys hooting and hollering in the locker room, and just how good it feels to get win number 1.
It feels great to get our first win tonight. Obviously, we didn't play too well the other night, and we just knew we had to come out 10 times better and show them that we're better than what we were showing the other night.
A lot of veterans on this team. You only go 7 deep as far as the varsity roster is concerned. So when it's all juniors and seniors, what can you say about, you know, the all the girls coming together and just the camaraderie that you have within your own locker room?
We all love each other. We play music in the locker room, dance around. We get along great, and our energy is just, we're all connected. It's amazing, honestly. I love the chemistry that we have with each other, and it's just a blessing.
Give me about the top 2 or 3 artists that are on your guys' playlist that you're jamming out to when you're in the locker room.
I'm actually not sure because Amelia does our playlist and it's pretty random, so a lot of crazy songs play on there.
Fair enough. Well, when you only have 7 girls on the varsity team, obviously depth is a little bit of an issue, but at the same time, you got to have crazy endurance. So take me inside some of your practices and what you did during the preseason to make sure that y'all are in some pretty darn good shape.
In practice, we do a lot of up and down drills just so we can keep our body flowing and make sure that we're in the best shape that we can be with such low numbers. Yeah.
Defensively, you were an animal tonight. We had you for about 50 deflections. Unofficially, you had 10 steals. That side of the ball for you, how much pride do you take in just being active on defense and making sure that you're just making it really hard for the opposing team?
It's very important for me to try my best on defense and do what I can because I obviously struggle more on the offensive side, but I take pride in my defense because that's what's going to get me my stats and keep me on the court.
Much bigger role for you now as a senior. How much more is Coach putting on your shoulders this season in terms of the overall defense, offense, probably being one of the vocal leaders on the team? What type of growth are you experiencing in that role, just being a bit more in command of your position?
It's actually a lot on my shoulders this year because we have a JV team, which we did not have last year, and obviously they look up to us a lot. And coming here last year was my first year, so I was a lot more quiet and didn't have the confidence that I have now. But the way the team welcomed me, it's just amazing.
Give me an outlook for this team when you and the seniors, you're talking, you're making the preseason predictions about what you want to do throughout the course of the year. What is that checklist for Willard girls basketball this season?
Our motto right now, we're taking it a day at a time, so I don't have any predictions for you tonight.
Okay, I love it. Well, what are you asking for Christmas this year? I know it's a little bit early, but it's never too quick in the season to start getting your wish list together. What are some of the top 2 or 3 items that you're really looking to get this season?
I want some more basketball shoes, some joggers, something keep me warm for the winter.
Nice. I'm going to get a nice close-up of the kicks right now. What are these that you're rocking tonight?
These are the Jamarant 3s. They're pretty awesome.
I would say so. Well, Lamaya, awesome performance here tonight. We got a T-shirt for you. A little first present of the season. Hey, coming in early December, courtesy of Kissel's. But before we turn you loose and we let you go celebrate officially, go ahead and give as many shout-outs as you would like.
Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my team. Shout out to my coaches. Shout out to all the people who came out to support us tonight.
That's Lamaya Hicks from the Willard Flashes, the senior, 11 points, 10 steals tonight, your Kissel's MVP.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
back inside the Spherion Mid-Ohio post-game show where you see our MVP heading back down with their team after a big 56-23 victory. And let's just get into the stats, Brian, as it's pure domination by the Lady Flashes up and down the stat line. Did it mostly in transition, 16-2s, kind of like what we saw last night with Mapleton too. Turned their opponent over and were able to get a lot of good looks inside the paint. 16-2s, they did get 3 threes, out-rebounding Crestview unofficially 34-20, forcing 27 turnovers, and then even going to the foul line 22 times, going 15-22.
Defense was the best offense tonight for Willard. That was their top execution, just out there on the perimeter. Cam Weirs and our MVP tonight, the deflections, the way they were able to get up and down the floor, and on the flip side, to get back on defense. I only counted for Crestview 2 points in the transition game tonight, and I think they only had 2 total opportunities. So that really comes from just being astute to the game plan, and that's not allow easy ones. Don't let them run up and down the floor. And on the flip side, when you are creating that many turnovers, almost 30 of them for the night, that means that you're getting extra possessions, more opportunities to score, and a pretty decent percentage at the foul line. So checking a lot of the boxes here tonight for that young lady. Never mind. I was showing Coach Bedingfield on the camera. But
here,
yeah,
we'll go. There she is.
Getting win number 1 here on the year.
Yep. And that's great. You get win number 1 in your home opener at the Haas. Always, that's something you always want to go for. Is close or being undefeated at home is one of the main things you need to check off in front of the home fans. They start that off with a win here right off the bat. 18-8 in the first quarter. Like I said, it was 11-8 midway through the quarter. You're thinking, okay, Crestview got their
right
feet
back
under
in
them, but then Willard yanked the carpet out, goes up 13-5 in the second, 14-8 in the third, and held Crestview scoreless until the final minute, 11-2 in the fourth quarter.
Don't love those numbers if you're Coach Bays on the left side in terms of the overall output and the scoring. I mean, they entered tonight. Obviously, they had only played 2 games, but they were putting up 38 points per game, well below that here in this one. Meanwhile, they were only giving up 45 traps, so that number is going to go up closer to about 50 per night so far for Coach Bays. But you look at their schedule coming up here over the next about 3 to 4 weeks, and a lot of winnable games are going to be on the calendar for the Cougars. This will be one of the hardest opponents that they are going to face this season. So every now and again, there is film that you're just kind of throwing away. I don't think that's going to be the case for this one, only because I think that there's plenty that the coaching staff will realize anytime you get an opportunity to reevaluate what happened and see, okay, they were really good here, ultra aggressive on the perimeter. There's got to be some simple tasks that we can make to make it a better outcome for our girls. But you look at, going on the road at Highland, then they get some of that home cooking that we talked about, and then after Monroeville and Lucas, they go on the road for a couple more, but then there's a nice stretch where they're at home. A lot of winnable games, all of them within the conference. Mapleton seems like they're going to be the team to beat within the Firelands this year, so everything's still ahead of you so far if you're Crestview. Just one pretty rough night. Yeah, you had Highland next, and then you got Monroeville to start off the conference season at home, but then 2 tough. Lucas knocked off Mount Gilead Danville back-to-back. We saw them before we went on the air at the Barn Ball, where they stuck with a good Orville team through 3 quarters, and Orville pulled away. And then we saw Winford too. Brooke Frombaugh, I don't know her. She hasn't played since the first couple minutes when she looked like it was a bad non-contact injury to her knee. But you have the Sheldons. They have a lot of pieces back as well, so that may be a tough test for them. But then, like you said, after that non-conference, that's when it might get more beneficial for them against Plymouth, Western Reserve, New London, South Central. Did I mention it's a long season when it comes to hoops? We are just getting the party started here on the OH Report, and for both of these teams, a long way to go. Yeah. 56-23 the final. We're going to step away from basketball for the next couple days. You want to know why? It's finally here. It's state championship weekend in Canton, Ohio. I'm going to have a highlight of the Division II championship tomorrow, and then we get 2 teams in once again. The Shelby Whippets are going to play Glenville for a chance at a state championship, that elusive state championship
that they have never won before in over
Never been to a title
over
game.
100 years of existence. Now, I just saw they were favored by 9.5 points over Glenville. I think it might be a little bit closer than that, but even around the state, people are saying this is a very good squad. Can't wait to see them. And also, I got to say, Carter Kessler, congratulations. Signed with the West Virginia Mountaineers tonight. They
actually postponed it.
Oh, they did postpone it?
They had a later practice today, but he will indeed be a Mountaineer, so
but
you're getting a good one.
WVU, the football team, actually posted a graphic of him in the jersey saying
cool.
welcome. It's on my Twitter. But we'll have Shelby and then the Hillsdale Falcons, the biggest revenge tour that we've seen in football after what happened to Marion Local 1 year ago. They get St. Henry. They get another high-quality MAC squad. Can they erase everything that happened a year ago and come out as champions? We will find out with that. And then after we get done on Saturday, then it's full-on
all basketball
coverage
and wrestling, baby. Don't forget about the takedown.
Wrestling.
Episode 1 tomorrow.
I'm gonna let, as the boss, I'm gonna let any final words for you before we get out of here and get ready for football championship weekend.
Time in the gym has arrived here on the OH Report, so if you're a basketball junkie like myself, this is a great time, the most magical time of the year, but make sure that the season of giving is at the forefront. Get your present shopping done early, guys. A lot of great deals going on. Seems like Black Friday is still happening on the internet.
I got my girlfriend 4 really nice gifts for $50 off of Amazon, thanks to a gift card and a couple other things. So, yeah, let's get that stuff done. But, yeah, that will wrap things up here from the Haas. Want to thank everybody that made things possible today. Well, it was just me and Brian, because Brian did double duty, working on his brand new nice camera out there, did good job on the camera work and the commentary as well. And also want to thank all of our sponsors. Sutton Bank, our scoreboard sponsor. Kissel's Landscaping, Spraying, Painting, our MVP sponsor. Spherion Mid-Ohio, also our pregame, halftime, postgame sponsor. Avita Home Health and Hospice, our instant replay sponsor. And then all of our other sponsors as well. Spherion Mid-Ohio, a lot of sponsors. Sutton Bank, a couple sponsors as well. I want to thank Joe Crawford and the fine folks here at Willard High School for allowing us to be here tonight and many nights throughout this winter and spring, as well as the OHSAA for allowing us to stream these games to you live and free. It's a win on opening night at home for Willard. They knock off Crestview 56-23. For Brian Skoronsky, I'm Travis Berardi saying so long from the Haas.